Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day so far. So, today let's talk about the Black Sun. As the Jedi became distracted by the Separatist crisis during the Clone Wars, their focus on maintaining law and order throughout the galaxy loosened, and in their absence, a crime syndicate called Black Sun rose into prominence. An ally of Darth Maul's Shadow Collective and composed mostly of the reptilian Faline species, the criminal organization maintained bases on Ord Mantell and Mustafar alike. Black Sun was initially run from a fortress on Mustafar by an assembly of Faline noblemen, though they did allow other species into their leadership positions too, such as Zero the Hutt, Jabba the Hutt's uncle. They constantly refused to join Darth Maul's cause. However, after refusing to join Darth Maul's cause, the ex-Sith's brother, Savage Opress, executed their leadership, not including Zero. He was killed at a different time by his ex-lover, the Palawic singer, Sai Snooties, and replaced them with the Faline male, Zaitan Moj, who had served Black Sun as the captain of the guard before joining up with Maul's Shadow Collective. With Moj in charge, the criminal syndicate joined forces with Maul's and moved Black Sun's base of operations to Ord Mantell. From there, under the Shadow Collective's supervision, both the Black Sun and the Pike Syndicate fought a fierce defense against separatist assaults led by General Grievous and Maul's Sith replacement, Darth Tyrannus, aka Count Dooku. Near the end of the destructive galaxy-spanning war, Moj wanted to merge Black Sun's resources with that of the Pike Syndicate, due to their efficiency with the distribution of illegal narcotics. However, the Pike's leader, the illustrious Imperator Marg Krim, refused Moj's proposition. Not one to take rejection lightly, Moj instead decided to force the Pikes into a partnership by kidnapping Marg Krim's family. The Imperator couldn't rely on his own henchmen, as many of them were in favor of joining up with Black Sun, so he responded by hiring two independent contractors, the Darkside Force user turned bounty hunter Asajj Ventress and the undercover Jedi Master Quinlan Vos, to rescue his wife Tezca Krim and their children Lali and Varan. The two Force-powered bounty hunters traveled to Mustafar and descended on the Black Sun's fortress and assaulted Moj and his guards, eventually succeeding in extracting the Pike leader's family. Though he was overjoyed to be reunited with his family again, Marg Krim's cheer was short-lived, as soon enough Black Sun sent a fleet of Interceptor-class frigates and starfighters to the Pike's stronghold on the Outer Rim world of Obadiah to enact their revenge. Within a year after Palpatine had transformed the Republic into the Galactic Empire, Black Sun, who engaged in slave trafficking, had established a mutually beneficial relationship with the new authoritarian, centralized galactic government and themselves. One of their agents took an interest in former Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano, who had survived Order 66. But when the Togruta refused Black Sun's offer to join them, they decided to attack her in response instead. However, thanks to the forces of her friend and ally Bail Organa, the criminal syndicate's thugs were driven away. Though Ahsoka had refused, another warrior who would later play her own major role in galactic events, Sabine Wren, was very willing to join up with them. She and her friend Ketsu Onyo, both former Imperial cadets, wanted to be part of Black Sun as bounty hunters, but Ketsu decided there was more profit if the Black Sun's jobs were a solo occupation, so she abandoned Sabine and left her for dead to join up with the criminal syndicate alone. But Sabine had survived, and the two of them would cross paths again years later, when Ketsu was on a job to retrieve vital information that was important to the rebellion that had been stored in a GNK series powered droid called EG-86. Though their initial encounter brought them into conflict with each other, they were eventually able to reconcile and work together to escape the Empire and deliver the droid to the rebellion. Black Sun was one of the major crime syndicates by the time of the New Republic's founding, operating in the Outer Rim systems. One of their main leaders by this time was Boss Guti, who placed a bounty on Jas Emari, a Zabrak female bounty hunter who had switched sides after the Battle of Endor and joined with the rebellion to hunt down Imperial targets. The bounty had nothing to do with Jas's political affiliations though. Her Aunt Sugi had incurred debts that Guti wanted to collect, so while the Zabrak was visiting Nar Shaddaa on a mission to find the whereabouts of rebel hero Han Solo, Black Sun underboss Reinskar and her goons attacked Jas and her aunt. However, she managed to talk to the underboss into not handing her over to Guti by promising to repay double the debt her aunt owed them. However, another bounty hunter named Mercurial Swift, whom Jas Imari had ambushed on the planet Taris, decided shortly after in retaliation to collect Guti's bounty on her. The Black Sun, meanwhile, wanted the galactic civil war between the New Republic and the remnants of the Empire to be prolonged as much as possible, and thus joined up with a new criminal syndicate that had emerged after the Battle of Endor, called the Red Key Raiders. In order to help their plans along, they bribed and blackmailed 5 New Republic senators into opposing the resolution crafted by Chancellor Mon Mothma to send the New Republic forces to the remote Inner Rim desert world of Jakku, where the remains of the Empire had withdrawn to. However, thanks to Han Solo and the ex-Imperial Sinjir Roth Velis, Black Sun's plans fell through. They managed to rescue one of the senator's children and convince the others, who were promised pardons and political favors in exchange, to change their votes and send the fleet. That was a quick overview of Black Sun in the new canon. However, in Legends, they weren't just one of many criminal syndicates. They were the most powerful and infamous group in the galaxy. Black Sun's reach and influence was literally everywhere. Their corruption held sway in both the Republic and Imperial governments. They were involved in piracy and smuggling and in any other type of illegal activity known. But most impressively was the scope and accuracy of their information work, which surpassed that of even Imperial intelligence. Their resources rivaled that of a planetary army in equipment and in soldiers. They had one leader and 9 Vigos, who served under him or her. Each Vigo was in turn the ruler of their own territory and sector. The most famous of the Black Sun leaders was a Faline male named Prince Xizor. Under the Crime Lord's leadership, Black Sun ruled the underworld with very few rivals who dared to challenge them, such as the Zan Consortium. Their purse was practically limitless, with more than enough credits that they could finance any operation they wished to undertake. Their influence, prestige, and power rose to such levels that in the highest courts of Coruscant, Prince Xizor was considered the 3rd most powerful being in the galaxy, surpassed only in wealth and power by the Emperor himself and his right-hand enforcer, Darth Vader. I mean, Prince Xizor kind of looks like he comes from Mortal Kombat, don't you think? In depressingly eerily relevant circumstances, Prince Xizor held a deeply personal hatred towards Darth Vader. On Xizor's homeworld, Faline, an accident at a biological weapons laboratory spread a deadly virus that Vader decided to contain by sterilizing the entire contaminated area and any living beings within it, which were up to 200,000 Faline, including that of Xizor's family. They were all obliterated to prevent the entire planet from getting infected, which Vader considered a small price to pay. The Black Sun Prince deleted all records of his family to hide the fact from Vader, so he would not realize that he held a grudge against him. So, when he learned that Vader was obsessed with finding the rebel hero Luke Skywalker, Xizor decided to kill Skywalker in order to permanently discredit Vader before the Emperor. But when Vader learned of this, he confronted the Faline crime lord in orbit over Coruscant in his Superstar Destroyer Executor, and blew apart Xizor's personal ship, with Prince aboard, killing the Black Sun's leader. While this happened, Luke, Chewie, Leia, Lando, and Dash Rendar had also managed to destroy Xizor's castle. The loss of their leader and organizational framework was so debilitating to Black Sun, it took them almost 20 years to recover. Hope you enjoyed this video on the Black Sun in both canon and legends. Leave a like if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Now, fulfill